application, then it's very fairly very simple application, but we have to talk about it. So to navigate to incident application, you will have to go to the application navigator and type in incident. But what an incident application is? Incident is some events that happen within your working environment. Let's talk about production environment or something, right? So you keep your systems working all the time, operational, and if there are some operational issues that you find out, some issues, some errors, bugs, defects, something that comes out, uh, majorly we are talking about the production environment, then that has to be reported by uh, that the person who receives that incident, right? So So that incident gets logged at the help desk, right? The service desk person logs that incident using the incident management application. And then this incident management application will have a process flow that will make sure that the incident is resolved to the satisfaction of the caller. Caller is the person who created that incident, who requested to create that incident or create the incident, right? So the resolution should be according to the expectation of the caller. So that's the whole idea of having this incident management application in place, right? When you type an incident in the application navigator, you will see a few applications. First, the incident application is the one that we are talking about, but then you have this self-service incidents and watch incidents as well. The self-service incident, and within the self-service incident, it's a self-service application, the incidents module that you have that will show you all the incidents that has been where you are the caller, where you have created the incident, right? Right now, this instance does not have any incident that was created by me, right? Um, watch incident is any incident that has been created by the caller, where the caller is under the watch list column, right? So if you are under the watch list column, watch incident module will be utilized there, right? That will show that incident here when you hit this more watched incidents module, right? You can see how this module has been configured by doing edit module. If you do edit module, then you will see that this is done on incident table, but some configuration, some parameters have been set there, right? See, it's a list of record on the table ESS, but the filter that is set is active is true and watch list contains javascript.get gs.get user ID, right? Something like that. Then you have service desk and incidents. Within service desk incident, you will see all the incidents created within the system, right? Now, and that are active. See, look at the filter here. It shows you all the active incidents in the system, right? The service desk incident shows you all the active incidents in the system. Now let's go to the incident form. And before we go to the incident form, let's look into the other modules, which are all module. When you hit all module, you will see all of the incidents created in the system, irrespective of the fact that this is active or not active, right? So you get a list of all the incidents here, right? You can again personalize the list to see whatever field that you want, you are interested into, right? Right now it shows that we have 68 incidents created into this ServiceNow instance, right? And out of which 20 records are displayed on this page, right? There are certain contextual options, menu options available here that you can utilize depending upon the selection and the selection of these, right? Like tagging, etc. You can tag any incidents, etc. So these are the things that are available here. There is also one contextual menu item available here that is used for some common functions. So, for example, the sort function, show visual task board, sort by group by short description, bar chart, pie chart. So this will give you the charting information here. Group by short description. If you right click here or on any column, then you can do group by short description. So similar records will be grouped together and displayed here in a bunch of records, right? charts will present to you some chart like we did in reports, so that will bring you some charts here. Right, so that's what you can do. Um, then configuration, we are familiar with this, right? We have seen these menu options earlier to configure different items on the form, like configure list layout, calculation, list control, right? If you have to do configure list layout, so you can play with this layout. You can add the number of columns that you want to display, right? Get create a view, etc. if you want to, and save it. We're not going to do that right now. Similarly, you can do import and export. You can export these list of records that you have here. If you want to export and export to X, if you want to export in form of Excel, you can do that, right? That will bring all this detail in an Excel file, and that you can utilize to import in some other system, or you can utilize outside the ServiceNow environment. So that's it, export, right? So this is pre-built within ServiceNow that you have. See, this is a report on all the incidents that I have in the instance, having all the necessary information here. Import is to import Excel file to get incident data, etc. If you want to do, if you want to import external data into the incident table, use this feature to do that, right? This is just like the file import that we did when we were doing import sets. So it's similar to that, right? Then update selected is if there are some rows where you are doing some operations, like if you are doing this, and then you can do update selected, so the record that you are playing with will be updated. So stuff like that. Update all, to update all of the records that are changed. Create application file. So this will, if you do create application file, and if you remember during update sets, we talked about distribution of different applications or stuff that you do as a developer. So this application file will when you create an application file, this will provide you a mechanism to distribute your changes to different users, right? You can distribute your changes using the application file as well. So that's for the same. Then you have to import XML. You can import XML data, and you have show XML that will show this data in form of XML data, right? In form of XML format. So these are the options available. I'm not sure if you will use all of them, but yes, you have these options available. Now this was at the header level. This menu was at the header level. If you go at the record level and you right click, you will see different other options coming in. For example, the show matching. Right? I am right now onto the short description column, and I'll do right click and I do show matching. So it will show me all the records that has short description as blank, because this was blank, right? So now I get matching records where short description equals null, right? So that's why we have this show matching. If you do filter out, so it will filter out, it will not show those records which you are selecting actually. So right now here short description is null. If I right click and do filter out, I will not see any record that has null short description. See, the filter that is applicable here is not equal to null, right? Other options are copy URL to clipboard. If you do copy URL to clipboard, go to the browser and paste it, it will open up the same record, right? The record that record that we selected there, that will be opened here, right? Then you copy sys ID. Sys ID is the unique ID that we talked about earlier. So this is the unique ID for this record, right? Incident 40. So you can copy a sys ID of any record by using right click and copy sys ID. A sign tag is when you want to tag your incidents. For example, you want to segregate different incidents basis some tags that you put. So you can create your tags of your own that you can associate to different incidents, and then On the basis of that tag, you can utilize. You can later, at a later point, you can then filter out and see see the data of incident. So you have a tags column here. So you can go ahead and select a log, select a label. For example, I saw a JavaScript, I saw a Java tag here. So I can go ahead and put Java here and run this. So if there are any incidents that are tagged as Java, I'll see that incident in the list. Let's do that. Let's go and add Java tag to this instance. Now we have done that. Let's go to filter, tags. It will show me the record that has been tagged as Java, right? So that's record tagging. Assigned to me, it's a very good feature. If you are working in team and you see incidents coming in, right, and you are on a rotational shift or you are on a group support. For example, you are from the hardware support team and 5 members are there in your team and incidents are created, right? And if you want to work on that incident, you can go ahead and pick that incident. Let's pick this 103. I can go ahead and right click it and then hit assign to me. So the moment I do that, the to assign to field will be updated with my record, right? Let's go ahead and do that. I right click here and I do assign to me, right? When I do assign to me, so that will be updated, right? And my that incident will contain the assigned to me value as my name there, right? So okay, this module that we have is to show the caller information. So we'll not get there, but we can go back and see here. See the assigned to value has changed to system administrator. System administrator because I have logged in as system administrator right now, right? So that's the way how we get assigned to me, assigning the incidents to your own user ID, the one ID that you have used to log in, right? Show Gantt view will, so this is, if you are aware of Gantt charts, this will bring something like that. I haven't used it. So, let's see. Fantastic. I can do show Gantt view. It's not populating anything for me. Rather than saying table should be derivative of plan task. It should be showing some graphical representation of the data here. I don't know. I haven't used this show Gantt view. So maybe we can look into and see what this is. We can look into here. Show Gantt view. Gantt charts are basically used in project planning, right? So I don't know how we are going to use this. No, this is something different. So let's find out. I'll try to find out what this is, and then I'll bring that to you. But that's just another option available here. Maybe it has come into the healthy series. I'm not aware. Right now, follow on live feed is another option that you can choose. If you do follow on live feed, so if you go back, where is the live feed? Uh, if you go back on the home page, see these news coming in. It will come. See this one. So this is a problem record which is coming in here, right? So if you do that, if you follow these stuff on the live feed, so any changes that you do here on this incident will be displayed in the live feed, in the news, etc. Right? Meaning if somebody updates this incident, you will be following this incident right from there, right from the live feed screen, right from the the news section here on the self-service page, right? So that's why you have that follow on the live feed, and then you have show live feed. So when you do show live feed, it will open up all the recent actions that you have taken on different incidents, right? So that will show you the live feed here, and then add to visual task board. So visual task board is a feature available in ServiceNow that will show you the list of tasks being worked, right? And the task that you create, or the task that you are working on, the status of it, etc. You can find the visual task board from here within self-service. You will see this visual task board, and it will show you all the form feeds or all the tasks that have been created and listed in here. So you can go ahead and visually understand what's going on, right? So this is the to-do activity that has been created already, and the task ID is this one, PTSK001, etc. Right? So this is the to-do one. You are to work on this task. So this signifies that. Now, if you have started working on that, so that will be brought to this doing area, right? And accordingly, when the task changes its state, accordingly the live feed, the activity stream will be updated. And if you add new task, for example, new sample task created, right? So people who have been added to this visual task board will always get the notifications of what is getting done here in this visual task board. So if you are adding tasks, you are archiving tasks, you are sending messages to people, right? So it will send out messages to all those people. See, these are the members associated with this visual task board, right? Right now, only 2 members are there. I can go ahead and add some more. See, as I keep on adding people, the visual task board gets on bigger and bigger. So this way, what you can do is you can create a visual task board of your own, and then associate all the stakeholders of the products whom you want to associate in that visual task board, or any change that you do on the visual task board items will be available to that person in form of visual task board notification, the activity stream, right, and the live feeds, etc. That's why we have this visual task board, right? So this is a singular place where you can get, where all of the members of the visual task board will appear, and they can chat and see information. For example, I can chat here, send information like this, right? And if somebody is logged onto the system, right, that person will get that information here, right? See here, I tried to mock up the chat here earlier. So I started as a system administrator, but then Rahul was also logged in. So Rahul was also getting information here, and they could chat, right? So the idea is create a visual task board, list out all the tasks that is there that you are working on, associate those tasks, interact and collaborate with the people whom you are working with, whom you have attached to this visual task board, and then keep working on that stuff. So that's why you have visual task board. Okay. Now going back to incident and to all record. So these are the contextual menu items available to you. If you add to visual task board, any of this incident, if you are adding to visual task board, so that will go and appear into the visual task board as a to-do list, right? So you can do that too. And everybody in the visual task board will get this notification that this new task has been added there, right? See, this is showing me notifications as well. Now that was all. If you go to some different module which is closed, again, this is a different list of records that we are going to see. See list of records on incidents, but the condition is active is false here. So you are going to see only all those incidents where the active filter for that incident is false, right? If you want to look into resolved incident, again create a module, create a list of records, and then do state is resolved, right? So you get that module, right? So you are essentially playing with the same data, but in some different way, right? Open unassigned. If you right click on this one, see it's a list of records on the incident table, but active is true and assigned to is empty, right? Assigned to me. So it will assign all the incidents which are assigned to me. Get my assignment. Get my assignment is a JavaScript function that is written somewhere here, right? So you are looking for all the active incidents, and then you are looking for assigned to me, meaning assigned to is JavaScript get my assignment. So this function, whatever assignments are done, this function will show you all those records, all those incident records where the assigned to value contains your name, right? So that's another module that you can create here. Now overview will show you the overview of the incident application. It will show you a dashboard or something that will give you all the priority one incidents here in this block. Incident summary count that groups the incident types and shows you information. For example, the critical incidents, there are 15 critical incidents, 12 overdue incidents, right? One incident which is in the open state for past 1 week. So there are 44 incidents of that kind, right? So these incidents are not being worked. So you as a team manager or a director can go ahead, look into this incident and try to find out why these incidents are not getting worked, right? These 44 incidents here, 12 here and 15 here are stuck for some reason, right? You can go ahead and try to find out, you can pull out an information, a report here, and then try to find out why these incidents are not worked, right? So this kind of information will be available here in the overview. Now this graph here, open incidents by state, this is essentially a report, the report of its kind, open incidents by state. If you go to the reporting section, open incidents by state, you can go ahead and search that incident, open incidents by. See, this is a report created already on the incident table, and this dashboard that we have for the incident will display this report there, right? So this is a report of incident table of type by and group by state. So you are grouping the records by state, and after aggregating, you are showing the number of counts of each of the states that are available in the database, right? So so you have that information here on the overview page. You have another report which is open incidents by category. Then you have a list of records here which is unassigned incidents, etc. Right? So these 44 incidents, no, these are different. So all those incidents which are unassigned, meaning there is no assigned to value associated to those incidents will appear here. So this gives you a detailed view of what is happening within your incident management application. Right? Now critical incident map. So this is a good feature. This was introduced recently. So that will show you all the 15 incidents that are in the critical incident state. It will show you that information, which areas of the world those critical incidents are associated to. So information like that, right? Again, this is a map type of, this is a map type that has been introduced earlier, and it here the link type is, you know, earlier you had link type of list of record, but right now what you are having is you are having URL from record, and then you are opening up the map page and providing the critical incident parameter, and that will populate you the value of all the critical incidents on the incident table and map it on the map by doing some sort of geocoding algorithm, etc. Right? So that's uh, critical incident map. Let's go on to the incident form now. Please ask questions if you have any. So I'm on the incident form now. Let's look at the field that is available here. Starts with number. So this is being tradition now. You start with the number field. The number field is auto-populated, and it was on the change management form. It is on the incident management form. But see the pattern here. The pattern has changed. The pattern is INC instead of CHG, right? And this is customizable, right? You can do it using number maintenance. Number maintenance is within system definition. You have this number maintenance module, right? I think we talked about it. And here in this number maintenance module, you can go ahead and search on the basis of table. On the basis of table, you can find out what is the number maintenance value for this incident application. Now, when you go here within the incident record, you will see that the prefix that you are allowing is the INC, right? I can assign it as INCT, right? So the prefix that I'm going to allow is INCT. If I go to incident now and open up a new incident, see the prefix that is attached to it is INCT, right? So use number maintenance to assign that prefix value here for any application. I'll go back to my previous prefix and use it. See, now it is INC, right? So that's number. No, no, Shweta, I can't hear you. See, again, you know the drill. You understand the number of fields. You understand the label of the fields. You understand the name of the field. When you script, you will need the name of the field rather than knowing the label of the field, right? Because the script will understand the name of the field. So to get the name of the field, right click on it, get the name of the field, which is number in this case. For configuration item, it will be this name, cmdb_ci, right? So each field, if you want to get the name of the field, right click on the label and you will get the actual name of the field by using which you can access the field value using the scripts, right? Now, the field types you are already aware of. The caller is a lookup field, and you know how to associate lookup fields, right? So this lookup field is a lookup field on the users table. So you can have the records from the user table here, right? To customize it, you have to right click and then you have to do configure dictionary. If you want to change the label of this field, right click and then configure label, right? So that way you can do that. Right. So let's go ahead and put some information in the color field. Uh, in the location field as well. See, I have this location field as India, right? Now, if I make this, let me quickly do this. This critical incident map. I want to populate this critical incident map right now. If I scroll the map here, in India I do not have any critical incidents. So let's try to create one incident. Let's practice high, high. Right, let's fill out other information. And this is a dependent field. We talked about it earlier, right? Category is a field, and on category is dependent on the subcategory field, right? So as you change values in the category field, the values in the subcategory field will change. Right? That's dependent field. And you know how to customize dependent fields. To customize it, you can do form design, you can do right click and configure dictionary, go ahead and create new records and associate that value to the dependent field, and association will be done accordingly. Right? So this way you can customize the form, the incident form here by doing form design. We're not going to do that right now, but I just wanted to refresh that. Right? Let's pick configuration item as any value, assignment group as some assignment group, assigned to is no person associated to it, so I'll go pick some other group. I'll go pick hardware, pick this person. Now see, based on the selections that we just did, high, and other configuration items, etc., the priority has changed to critical now. That's what we wanted, right? Should show up on critical incident. Some information. Let's submit it. Let's try to see here. Now see, since we pointed the location as India, so the system has already created a pin here on the Indian map, right? It is showing you, it is showing you um, one dot here, and that says that there is a critical incident at this location, right? So see how useful this can be for any group leader, right? If you are tapping on all of the incidents that is open across the globe, right from one dashboard, you can go ahead and see what are the areas where the incidents are pending, right? And then you can further drill down and find out information like, why these are not being worked, why these are pending, etc. Right? Because if these incidents are not worked, it is affecting your service level agreement, right? Service level agreement are some sorts of agreement that you have with your client that that reads like information like, if you are providing support to your client, it will identify what is the time frame for any incident getting resolved by your team, right? Now, when you create incidents, you have those incidents on different priorities, right? For example, this incident that we created, the priority for this incident was critical, right? So the service level agreement that you have with your customer will have information like, so incidents of a particular priority should be resolved in what time frame. For example, the critical incidents could be, there could be an agreement with your customer which says that all the critical incidents that you have should be picked within 30 minutes of time of getting created that incident. So this is for picking up that incident, right? And then you will get 4 hours of time to resolve those critical incidents, right? So this is your service level agreement. If you fail to do that, right? If you fail to pick the incident within 30 minutes of time frame, or if you fail to resolve that critical incident within 4 hours time frame, then there could be a penalty clause as well, right? You may be forced to provide some uh, penalty in terms of money, in terms of some other services that you provide, so or whatever you have within the agreement, right? So generally, it happens that if you are violating the service level agreement, then you will have some monetary but penalties that you will have to pay to the customer, right? So this is very important, and that's how you keep tap on the incidents, right? Your system should process the incidents. Your incident should not be pending for long, right? That's what we are talking about here. And how do we create those in service level agreements, right? So those service level agreements should be created here within the SLA application, right? See, when you do SLA in the application navigator, you will get service desk, and within service desk you will get a module SLA, and within module you will have my work that will show you all the incidents that are assigned to you, right? So see, it is looking for all active incidents and all active tasks and all tasks assigned to you and all tasks that is not pending, right? If anything is there which is not pending, that will show up here, right? And this is important for you as individual as well, because if you are a support team member and you are not working on the incidents, if some of the incidents which is assigned to you is not getting processed in time, then it will be a violation of your your commitment to the team, meaning you have to work and resolve those incidents in a particular time frame. If you do not do that, the organization will anyway breach the service level agreement, right? And if the organization breaches the service level agreement, then the penalty has to be borne by the organization, and somehow it will affect you as well, right? So it's always advised to keep track of all the service level agreements that has been created for your project, and then adhere to that as well, right? See, if you are on homepage admin and you pick this SLA homepage, it will show you information about the SLA that has been created, right? Starting from my active SLA, this is again a report kind of stuff, list of records, which should show all the active SLAs for you, but it is not here. Now it is showing a report of SLAs by stages, right? So see, it is showing what group has responded into what time. So for example, this group has responded within 3 days, this has responded within 1 day, within 2 days, information like this, right? 8 hours. So the orange one looks like critical incident. So the time to resolve was decided as 8 hours, but it has been done in 6 hours or something. So this kind of report has been pulled out here and it shows information about the SLA configuration that you have done within your system, right? Now to create SLAs, you have to go to the service level management and SLA definition, and then you have to create those SLAs that should be applicable to your application. If you go to this priority 1 resolution 8R, this is a SLA that we have created here. We see that this SLA has been associated to the incident application, incident table, which shows that so there's a particular condition that we are applying. For example, if active is true and priority is critical, this SLA will be applicable, right? And the applicable time here is, the name of the SLA is priority 1 resolution. Type is SLA. The type could be OLA and underpinning contract as well. OLA is organizational level agreement, and underpinning contract is something like, let's assume you are providing software support to your client, right? And the software that you are using uses Oracle database, right? For example, let's take this ServiceNow example, right? You created a ServiceNow application for one of your clients, and your client is using this application in production environment now. And in the backend, you are using a Oracle database, for example, right? Now the customer creates an incident about one of the applications in ServiceNow and says there is some problem with the data, right? Now you look into the incident. That incident has been created. Now you look into the incident and you find out that the problem is in the database end, right? Now, what you will do is you will create an incident to the database owners, for example, Oracle in this case, because you do not owe that product, right? So there is a vendor dependency. So if There is a contract with your vendor as well. So that type of contract will be known as an underpinning contract, where you have dependency with somebody else, right? So right now we are choosing SLA, but you can pick OLA and underpinning contract as well. OLA will be, when you rise from the project level up to the organization level or account level, where you can have different projects with one single customer or one single account. Then the type of SLA that should be applicable is OLA, organization level agreement, right? And that could span to different projects, not just one. So we chose SLA, we chose incident, we chose workflow as default SLA workflow. So this is a workflow created already in the system, which is default SLA workflow. So all the system level agreements created uh, using this workflow will follow this workflow and do whatever it is supposed to do, right? Now the time frame that we are associating to this priority one resolution is 8 hours, as for the name is suggesting here. But then we are putting the duration here as well, right? So duration type here is user specified duration, and the duration we have kept is 8 hours, right? So it means whenever you created that incident, right? For example, we just created an incident there with priority 1. 8 hours from now, the SLA of that incident will be displayed as breached, right? If we do not work on that incident, 8 hours from now, that incident will be displayed into the SLA breached report, right? Where it will show that SLA for this incident has breached, right? So that's why you create these service level agreements. You put the duration here, you put the condition when should this be active, then you put pause condition, etc. Pause condition is the same vendor dependency condition. For example, you have to wait, you have to look towards your vendors, for in this case Oracle or database, and if you have an agreement of, let's say, 4 hours with them, right? So until that 4 hour has passed and they have replied to you, you can pause that SLA, right? So that will work accordingly. So if the incident state has changed to awaiting problem, right? So the SLA timelines will not be calculated for your incident, right? It will wait for another 4 hour or whatever duration you have under the underpinning contract. It will wait for another 4 hours and then resume this duration that you are calculating, right? That's why you have the pause condition. So SLAs are paused when these conditions are met, right? And when to resume is also mentioned here. Pause conditions are not met. When the pause conditions are not met, then you can resume the SLA and the time calculation will start getting done. Will start getting done, right? Then there is a stop condition. If the incident state is resolved, then the SLA for that incident will not be calculated at all. It will stop. And then you have reset condition that you can choose. I have not chosen any reset condition right now here, right? You also have information because there could be issues for the time zone. So you also have the time zone information here, where you see that the caller's time zone is applicable for this type of SLA, right? Meaning if you call from EST time zone and you created the incident just now, so whatever time is there in the EST time zone, the incident will be deemed created at that time zone and that time span, right? That time stamp. But then that incident is assigned to me, and I am in India. So that SLA will work according to your time frame, according to your time zone, not according to my time zone in India, right? So you have to define that when you create the SLA definition. You have to define what time zone source you have to choose, right? Other options are the SLA definitions time zone, the CI locations time zone, the task location time zone, the caller's location time zone, right? We chose the caller's location time zone, right? The CI location time zone, when you create CI within the table configuration management, the configuration item table, You put the location there, so it will pick information from that and pick out the time zone accordingly, right? So that's how you create the SLA definition. SLA homepage will show the information about different kinds of SLAs that we just saw. Then you have the SLA condition rules. You can create different class names. You can do some classification of the SLAs that you have created, right? Just some classification. Then you have the SLA properties. You can set the properties related to SLAs here. And this is a derivative of the system properties, right? So these properties will come from the system properties table where it will be stored. You create those properties and it will be stored there, right? So if you have to play with those system properties, so go here and change the system properties from here, okay? These are some properties that you may like to see. I'll encourage you to go ahead and explore these things. Then you have these inactivity monitors. So probably this is showing all the incidents which go into the inactivity state, right? So this is related to some priority one inactivity. See the condition here. Applicable on the incident table, waiting duration is 2 hours, and condition is priority is critical, incident state is resolved, incident state is not closed. Incident state is not resolved or closed, and for past 2 hours if nothing has happened, so this incident will go into the inactivity state, right? And then you may have written some inactivity monitors, etc., and then you can do some escalations, meaning you can send out emails drawing attention of different people asking for help so that the incident SLA is not breached, right? So that's the idea. The idea is to make sure that the incidents that you have created, they are not breaching SLA, and somebody is actively working on that incident to complete that incident within the specified time frame. Okay? Any questions as of now?
No, well,
Yep.
I'll be leaving in about 4 minutes to pick up my wife one of those days.
Okay. Yeah. We are about to conclude this session. No problem. Now, if we go to calendars, see, when you create SLAs, you can also consider holidays and you can also consider the work days, etc. Right? For example, if you do not work on Saturdays and Sundays, that day and time frame should not be counted as the wait duration for the service level agreements, right? Meaning if somebody is not working on weekends, that should not contribute to the SLA breach, right? So that's why you have those SLA calendars where you define when you are working and when you are not working. So in that case, if you have that association there, so the SLA will not display as breached, right? So this is how you configure your SLAs within your system and associate to different applications. In this case, the incident application, right? Now, the rest of the information are quite obvious. We have seen this kind of information earlier on the change application, right? Let's look at the related links. The related links are user information. If you hit that, it will show you information about the user. It shows system administrator, and the email ID of the administrator, stuff like that. Again, this related link should be a UI action, right? So you can go ahead and explore what this user information UI action is doing, right? Now you have another UI action or related link as repair SLAs, right? So you can see, go ahead and look into this repair SLA action item and see what this is doing, right? Essentially, if there are discrepancies with the SLAs, so this repair SLA will correct those discrepancies for that incident record, right? So that's why you have this repair SLA. Now this task SLA related list will show you all the task SLAs associated to this incident task. Right now there is no SLA associated to this incident. This attachment will show you the attachment images. For example, if you report an incident, you may attach a screenshot of the application that is not working, right? So those attachments can be found here. You can, so that the person working on it can download that image and see what's the issue that the user is facing, right? Stuff like that. The attachment can also be seen here at the top of the page, right? Now you have these attachments option here, some annotation option available here, email if you want to email somebody, right? You can use email feature right from here. This is the activity stream that will show you the history of the ticket, whatever is being done on this ticket. So essentially, this incident management application is the ticketing tool that we talked about earlier sessions, in our earlier session, right? So use this incident management application to to manage all the incidents or tickets that gets created into the operational environment of your enterprise, right? So I think that's all with this incident application. The rest are the configuration stuff, right? These are the UI actions that we created, the user information, resolve incident, etc. If you do resolve an incident, again, this is a UI action that has been created. It will set the state as resolved, right? Put some notes here and close the incident. That's it. So that's the resolved incident. If you hit delete, this record will be deleted, right? If you delete that record and if you want to recover that record, you can do that from deleted records. So within system definition, you have deleted records module. If you hit that, you will get that deleted record from here, right? Now you have other options there as configure these configuration items. We know how to do that. Form layout, design, related list, tables, etc. Export we are aware. Views we are aware. We can change any view and see all those items here. Copy URL, copy SysID, show XML, history, and reload form. We are aware of all these options available here, right? So this is pretty much it. Pretty much it, right? So this is all about incident application.